Hey there, my name is Renee Prince and I'm a clinical practicing herbalist that specializes in critical care in special populations. And special populations includes our kiddos. So we like to talk about herbs that are extremely safe with our kiddos, and today we're going to speak about marshmallow. Marshmallow is this big plant that's with me right now. I'll bend it forward so that you can see that beautiful flower that's right there. And I don't know if you can tell, but those leaves are silky smooth and soft, and that's a good way for you to get to know what this plant does for the inside of our body. We like to think of this plant as a restorative and a soother for all parts of our body. So let's start from the head and go down. So if you had any kind of soreness or abrasion because of a cold, like you're wiping your nose too much, this would be a perfect thing to use to soothe that. Just making a powder or having a little bit of a, like a wet mucilaginous tea would work almost like a salve. The parts that are used on this plant are all parts, but the part of commerce is the root. I'm here to tell you that all parts work wonderfully, but the root is the herb of commerce, the part that we use. We like to use it for sore throats or for abrasions in the mouth, and we would swoosh with it or make a lozenge or even drink a nice cup of tea. When we start to move down the body and think about its support, we're going to think about it from the thought process of restorative tissue. So your bronchial passages get very inflamed when you're doing lots of coughing. And when we're coughing and it's not super productive, or when we're starting to get it like raw, we consider that to be something that's called rebellious energy. It's where the cilia and all the things that are moving to get those germs and those mucous membranes free of that phlegm, where they're working so hard, but they're not productive and it just continues. Well, this will help soothe that and send that waterway going in the right direction and settle that rebellious chi. So it's also awesome during any respiratory illnesses that we're having. As we start to go down our whole body and we think about the big long tube and we move into what would be like our digestive system, it's one of the best things that we have for soothing a heartburn or a sore tummy. It will coat all the different membranes and all the different passageways inside of our entire digestive system, but it has this very nice permeability to it, so it doesn't restrict the other things that are going in. So it's very important to always soothe the internals with something that will allow the medicine to get to it and the other herbs to get to it. So this is perfect for that. It has a slight sweet quality, so lots of people don't have a problem taking it. So when you know with the little ones, it's hard to get them to think about taking something. You can make really nice desserts with it and something like a jello that would get them to soothe and eat it and get it to the right spots. And sweet also drives to the spleen in Chinese medicine, and so in Western herbal medicine, we like to think about sweet being all of the digestive area, so it will help to guide other herbs to that area as well. So it's awesome for that thought process. Another thing that we would start to use or think about the support of this beautiful plant with is for all things restorative to tissue state. So it's the perfect thing for something like a burn or an abrasion. We would simply just take some of it, make a powder or make a tisane, and let it get cold again, and it turns into kind of like this gelatinous mess, and then simply put that onto the abrasion, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful wound mender. Another thing that's a great quality to have in this plant is that you can pour it on. You can make the viscosity really fluid and pour it on something so you didn't have to touch it, like a blister from like a burn. And as it cools, it makes this thin membrane around it and soothes all that tissue state that's there. Because of that, because of those qualities, we use it for a wound wash all the way around. So a fourth item would be something like a wound wash of an open abrasion, or something like if you had pink eye or a bloody nose, not from a bleeding nose, but from like irritation, like wiping it too much. So anything like that. So we could make a wound wash with it and make it very, very fluid in its viscosity, and simply have the child bend over top of a water bottle cap. So think about a water bottle cap, put a little bit of marshmallow tisane in it, bend the child over top, and then have them come up, blink, 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 and then back down. And it will go a long way to an abrasion on a lens, or just even like a pink eye thought process. So just all the way soothing. So when you think about the plant that is marshmallow, you think about it likes to grow with wet feet, so therefore you know that it's wet and cold. Its leaf Its leaf is super soft, like velvet. So that's the doctrine of signature of what it's like velvet in our body. So it soothes. And it's cooling, like I said, so that you're going to cool down any kind of heat property that's in your body. So when you think of it, remember that good for coughs, colds, and sore throats, soothes digestion and guides to that area because it's very, very sweet, cools down all things that are hot, and can be considered a restorative with no contraindications. Just a fabulous plant to have in your arsenal and to get to know, and a great plant to start teaching the little ones how to care for themselves as well. Thank you so much for speaking to me today. Remember that my name is Renee Prince, and if there's anything that you need, look me up, hook me up on social media, and thank you so much for letting me share about marshmallow today. Remember, my name is Renee Prince, and if you have any questions, just let us know. Get to know this beautiful and wonderful plant. Thank you so much.